Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my 2017 favorites. I'm going to be showing you all of the products that I loved over 2017. There's a shit ton, like so many products. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite things to do, is just sit down and talk about products that I love. I don't really have any friends that love makeup the way I do, so I have nobody to talk about like all these awesome products with. So I'm excited to just sit down and show you guys the things that I've been loving. I did just dye my hair, but I have a couple videos pre-filmed, so I may go like back to having lighter hair. 2017 was a crazy year. I know a lot of us are very excited for it to be over. I know I'm looking forward to 2018 because there should be a lot of great things happening this coming year, and I'm very excited. But I have tons of products to go through, so let's just jump in and I'll try to go as quickly as I can. But this is going to be a long video, so sit back, relax, and let's go through all of my favorite products from this past year. I'm going to try very hard to not touch my hair through this entire video. Also, I did just change the settings on my camera, so hopefully it won't do that focusing thing that it's been doing that's driving me crazy, and I'm sure it's driving all of you crazy. Hopefully that will be fixed, but let's jump in to the products, starting with probably my VIP of the year, and that is the Jaclyn Hill palette. This palette is just so good. It's a brand new formula for Morphe, and the quality is off the charts. I am wearing this on my eyes today with the exception of like the shade that I put in the outer corner. Obviously, like looking at the palette, you can tell I kind of stick to like these shades, and like these. You know, I kind of avoid these two corners and stick to these two because that's what I'm comfortable with. But one of the things that I love about this palette is that if I'm ever feeling like getting out of my comfort zone, this is a really trustworthy way to do it because I know that the quality of these shadows is really incredible. It has tons of really good options, but they're still like wearable forms of color. So I love this palette. If you don't have it, I highly recommend it. I have been a Jaclyn Hill fan since I started watching YouTube. She was probably the first YouTuber I ever watched, so it's really exciting to see big things happening for her, and this palette is off the chain. I can't believe I just said that. Now I'm going to move on to face products and start with the moisturizers that I have been loving this year. These are two very different moisturizers. This one here in my left hand is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Age Fighting Mattifying Lotion. This is exactly what it says it is. It is a mattifying moisturizer. It does a really good job of prepping my skin for makeup, really helping to keep my skin matte, helping to blur out my pores, and I really like it. I am almost done. This is in my project pan, so I'm hoping to use it up before the end of the year, which today's the 20th, so we're cutting it a little bit close, but I use this literally every single day. I absolutely love this. If you have oily skin, I cannot recommend this enough. But when I don't want mattifying, when I want sunscreen, I use the L'Oreal Revitalift Bright Reveal Brightening Moisturizer. This has SPF 30. It is more of like a dewy, glowy finish, so this is really great in the summertime, either just all by itself as a face sunscreen or underneath a foundation when you really want your skin to look more dewy and lifelike and really like glowy. There's not another word for it, but this is really, really nice. It's also what I used as my face SPF over the summer and into the fall. Yeah, I didn't have it in the spring, but into the fall, this is what I used. And it really sits really nicely under foundation. It has more of like a luminous finish to it. I think if you have really oily skin, this is something you might want to use under a more mattifying foundation. For me, it worked okay, but I definitely had to mattify myself when I used that. Okay, so moving on to primers. I really just have two primers this year that were standouts. I tried not to include products that I got in my Sephora VIB sale order this past November because I just haven't had them for that long, but some of them are just absolute standout products, and this is one of them. This is the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. It's just really good. It does everything that I want a primer to do. It minimizes my pores, it mattifies my face, and on top of that, it also creates like a sticky layer for my foundation to stick to that I really feel makes a huge difference in the wear of my foundation. This absolutely makes my foundation last longer, and it smells freaking delicious. The other primer that I really love this year, I honestly don't remember when I discovered this, but I know it was like close to January, and I have two tubes. This one's for Jay's, this one's for my house. I've been using this almost every day when I'm not trying out something else, It's just so good. It's a more creamy pore filling. I didn't even say what it is. It's the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer. It's more of like a creamy pore minimizer primer, so it's not quite as thick as like the Smashbox Pore Minimizer. It does an incredible job of filling in my pores. It works really well together with the Dr. Brandt Moisturizer. One of my all-time holy grail primers, and I would say I've probably used this and the Dr. Brandt one 75% of the time I've done my makeup this year. Again, if you have oily skin, cannot recommend a better combination. So I have 4 foundations that I want to talk about that were truly holy grails for the year, and 3 of them are drugstore, so that's pretty awesome. Let's start with a high-end one. Again, I got this in November, but it truly has become maybe my favorite foundation of all time. Like, this shit is so bomb. It sits on my skin so well. Looks like I'm not wearing foundation. I wore this yesterday and I'm not wearing it today. I'm wearing a different one that I'm going to talk about, and I'm like, damn, I wish I was wearing this. Even though I love the foundation that I'm wearing today. Obviously it's in my favorites of 2017, but this one is just so good. Like I said, it sits on the skin so flawlessly, doesn't look like you're wearing foundation. It keeps my skin so matte for so long, looks absolutely flawless all day, has the perfect amount of coverage where it's like not so much coverage that I look like a porcelain doll, not too little coverage that, you know, it's not covering up anything I want it. It doesn't transfer for a really long time. Like, obviously once my oils come through, it'll transfer a little bit like in my T-zone. But for most of the day, this shit won't move. It is so good. I have the shade Warm Nude if you have oily skin. If you have normal skin, because it's not drying, it's just gonna stay forever, I would recommend this. And then let's go to the foundation I'm wearing today. I am wearing the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. This is in the shade Buff Beige 725. It's so good. It's the perfect foundation. I feel like you could wear this if you have any skin type. It will look good on everybody because it is not mattifying, but it's not greasy. It will last so well on your skin if you have oily skin, especially, I mean, obviously set it with a powder, but if you have oily skin, you know, like, you always have to set it with a powder. So I can't recommend this enough. It is CoverGirl, so it's a drugstore. It looks so good. It really kind of does what it says it's going to do and really gives your skin like a life-like look, and it's so good. Sorry, I gotta go quicker. It's really good. I highly recommend it for every skin type. 2 more drugstore foundations. Let's go to the more like natural light coverage. This is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint. Again, I've got it in 2 shades. That's how you know I love it. I have the shades Honey and Natural Beige. This is an incredibly good everyday foundation when you don't want a lot of coverage. You just want to throw something on, run out of the house. It looks good all the time. It really doesn't have it's a tint, like it says. It's going to make your face look all one color. I love wearing this because it makes my freckles look so good. Like, you can still see my freckles, but everything else looks good, you know? It lasts really, really well for being something hydrating, because normally hydrating things on oily skin, just not a good combination. That is not the case with this. If you want a foundation that doesn't look like you're wearing a foundation, I can't recommend this enough. And again, drugstore, inexpensive. But I wore that probably all summer with this underneath it, and oh my god, it looks so good. And then the last foundation, also from the drugstore, is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. That's hard to say. This is an incredible foundation. It's one of those foundations that is so customizable. You can make this very light coverage by just putting just a couple drops, or you can really kind of put like 3 or 4 drops in a place, and this blended out with the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, a match made in heaven. This is one of those foundations that I will travel with because I know it's going to look good every time I use it. I know that I don't have to worry about it. It is so good. I have the shade Buff. It feels like nothing on the skin, like literally nothing. It's going to last really, really well, and it just looks really, really, really pretty. So those are my top foundations of the year. Let me quickly show you my 2 favorite tools, and they are these 2. The L'Oreal sponge. I don't even know what this is called. The L'Oreal blending sponge. This is so soft, like softer than the Beauty Blender. It's like smooth, you know, like it just feels really nice. And then for a brush for foundation, this e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush is just everything. If you haven't been able to find a foundation brush that you like, a foundation brush that works with what you want, the foundations you're using, I highly recommend this, because before this brush, I did not like applying my foundation with a brush. Since I got this, I try it every time I get a new foundation. I'm like, maybe it works with the e.l.f. brush. So I have 2 foundation adjusters. For me, I tend to just buy 1 foundation shade, unless it's like one of my favorite foundations, like the Neutrogena one, and it's more affordable. I tend to just buy 1 foundation shade, and then if it's too dark, I'll put like a white foundation in to lighten it. I can't remember the name of the white foundation that I use most of the time, but I'll leave it down below. But when I want to make the foundation darker, I had been mixing in like liquid bronzers, and they were always kind of glittery, or it was too orange, and then I found these. These are the NYX Pro Foundation Mixers. I have one in Warmth and one in Olive. These are perfect for darkening up a foundation or adjusting the tone of a foundation. I think Olive is the best one for me. If you find that you have a lot of foundation shades that are your winter shade and you need to make them work when you're tan, I highly recommend these. Drugstore, very inexpensive, and they truly kind of will work for your skin tone, you know, like they're not gonna just make it darker, they're gonna make it the right color. So I highly recommend those. Okay, concealer. I have 4. You guys, I couldn't narrow it down. They do different things, you know? So let's start with the fullest coverage. The Tarte, wow, the name of this just totally left my head. The Tarte Shape Tape, we all know what this is. It's a full coverage concealer. It looks really incredible. This year I actually got the shade Light Neutral for when I kind of lost my tan, and I really, really like this. It's a little bit more brightening, but I'm not going to go into that. We all know what Tarte, wow, everybody does that. Everybody says Tarte Shape Tape, So that's the I did it again. That's the Tarte Shape Tape. Next up, we'll do a little bit full coverage. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Again, I just got this, but it is so good. It's the concealer I have under my eyes today. This is a really great concealer for covering blemishes on the skin, because it's full coverage, but it's matte, so it's not going to look kind of glowy and emphasize your skin issues. It blends out really beautifully under the eyes with a finger. You just kind of press it in, and the heat of your finger kind of like melts it into your skin. I really hadn't tried that many pot concealers before I tried this, but this is out of this world. And then the other 2 concealers are both drugstore, and these are more lighter coverage type concealers. So let's start with the next step down in coverage. This is the Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. This burns my eyes, I'll say it, but it looks so good that it is worth it to get through that burning. It only burns if you put it too close to your eyes, and as soon as you blend it out, it goes away. But this concealer is so beautiful for like a lighter coverage day. Like this concealer with this Neutrogena foundation, they look so good together, because I find that if I use a heavy full coverage concealer with a lighter coverage foundation, the difference is just very apparent. Like it looks like I'm wearing a heavy concealer, you know? So I appreciate a lighter feeling concealer. Now this still conceals everything I needed to conceal, but it doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look crazy if I wear it with a lighter coverage foundation, or this is beautiful on its own, kind of just in the center of my face and blended out with no foundation on. I really like this, and if you can get through the little bit of burning in your eyes, I think this is totally worth it. And then the last concealer that I have here, this is also from L'Oreal. This is the Magic Lumi Highlighter. So this is not technically a concealer, I guess. It's more of a brightener, but this is something that's really great, again, on lighter makeup days, no makeup days, to just pop under the eyes, blend it out. It doesn't have very much coverage at all, but it will kind of brighten those dark areas, kind of color correct, and just make everything look really flawless. So it's great for days where you just don't have a lot of makeup on, but you really want to brighten. And this is also really good for brightening up, even on a full coverage day. If you just kind of want a really bright center of your face, dot this all over, blend it out, and it's super pretty. So then the last face product, I guess, is setting spray. And I have to say my holy grail setting spray this year was the Milani Make It Last. The Milani Make It Last setting spray. Now, I'm not sure if I like this just because it smells like really freaking good, but this does a really good job of setting your makeup. It has a really nice, well, it's dead now. This was in my project pan too. It has a really nice mister. It feels really nice on the skin, and I do feel like it makes my makeup last longer, but this goes so quickly. This is only 2 ounces, and you are going to use that up quickly, whereas like a normal setting spray, like this primer water, is 4 ounces, 3.9 ounces, so you're going to go through this one a lot quicker. So I don't know. It's really nice. I will definitely repurchase it one day. I'm not running out the store to repurchase it, but this is really nice. Really, really nice. And the smell, oh, it smells like a perfume. So I have two eyebrow products, both from L'Oreal. You guys, L'Oreal was the standout drugstore brand for me this year. They came out with the Brow Stylist Frame and Set, which is their, oh, my hair is everywhere. This is their brow pomade, and then they also came out with the Brow Stylist Definer. This is like their Anastasia Brow Wiz version. I have both of them in the shade Deep Brunette, I think. No, this one's brunette, this one's deep brunette. I'm actually wearing a combination of these in my eyebrows today, but this is a really nice brow pomade. It's the perfect, it kind of toes the line really well between being too pigmented and being kind of too waxy and not pigmented enough. It actually comes with a pretty usable brush. I really, really like this. It lasts really well, and it was kind of like my first foray into brow pomades, and I found myself really liking this. And then this is like just so good. It is gold. It's the perfect amount of pigmented. I find that like the Maybelline one is too pigmented. Some other ones are not pigmented enough. This is the perfect amount of pigmentation. It's a very, very fine point. It lasts really well. It goes into my brows really well. And there's like not that much else to say besides these are really good. And then mascara, we have two. Nobody's going to be surprised. The L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I'm not even going to talk about this. Y'all know, it's great. But it's not very good for the lower lashes. So for the lower lashes this year, I have been loving this Kokie Length and Volume Mascara. It has more of like a long, skinny wand. So you really can get those lower lashes really nicely without getting it on your face. And because it's lengthening, it just makes them look really good. Next up, we have face powders. And this is where I got a little bit crazy and really didn't do a good job of narrowing them down. So let's start with setting powders. I have 3 setting powders that I really, really like this year. 2 of them are loose setting powders and 1 is pressed. The pressed setting powder that I've been obsessed with this year is the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance. This I really like because it does a really good job of setting down your makeup, but because of the Advanced Radiance part, it's not going to make it look dry or cakey or heavy. And as you can see, this baby's almost gone. It is in my project pan. I use it so much. I really just love the way it looks on my skin on top of any foundation. It's a really nice powder from the drugstore. And then the 2 loose setting powders, I couldn't not include both of these. You guys, I really wanted to try to decide between them, but I just couldn't do it. This one in my right hand is the Fiona Styles Invisible Finish Loose Setting Powder in Madison. This is a colored loose setting powder, so I guess they're different technically. One of the things that I love about this is the packaging. You're not going to have powder everywhere because it really, you kind of have to work to get it out. It's one of those powders that smooths your skin, makes everything look flawless, and it's just really freaking good. I hope that this is not being discontinued, but if you've never tried this, I can't recommend it enough. And then probably my favorite loose powder of all time, this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. It's just so good. It keeps me so matte. It makes your skin look flawless. It smells and tastes like peach. It's so easy to apply. It has like a really, one of those lids which makes it a little bit less messy. It's just so good. I can't say enough nice things about it. It's super finely milled, goes on in a really light layer, but really sets your makeup down and mattifies, and I can't say enough good things about it. It is phenomenal. So I have 4 bronzers that I want to talk about, and they really are kind of different. This first one is the Wet n Wild Pressed Powder, the Photo Focus Powder. I use this as a very natural bronzer. This is in the shade Golden Tan. Tarte talked about doing this, but she used a different color, but this is just such a natural powder, and it has just a little bit of glow and luminosity to it. So I don't use this when I'm tan, obviously, but when I have less color to my skin and I just want a nice, natural, everyday bronzer, this is really, really pretty because the formula of this powder is so good. I have a lot of drugstore. I don't buy a lot of expensive makeup. So this next one is the number 7 Golden Sand Bronzer. This is, again, it's one of those bronzers that kind of surprise attacks you. Like, you think it's going to be really light and not show up. It looks very light in the pan, and then you put it on your face and you're like, oh. It has another kind of natural looking finish. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's like the perfect in between. I do have some of this on my face today, and it's a really good bronzer. It's a really soft, pigmented, easy, I mean like creamy formula, and I really like that. I have a couple of shimmery bronzers. So this summer I really loved this bronzer. This is the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Bronze Bondi. This is too dark for me now, but these are so beautiful. They have just a hint of shimmer to them, so they look really kind of natural and glowy. This formula is so nice. Again, very creamy, has just a hint of radiance to it that just looks absolutely stunning. But if I want that hint of radiance when I have a little bit less of a tan, this Milani Baked Bronzer in Dulce, I think they came out with this maybe last year or earlier in the year. God, I can't remember. It's so pretty. I have this on today on top of the number 7 bronzer. It adds just like the perfect little hint of glow. Just kind of, it almost like blends out your bronzer really nicely. Like if you put on a different bronzer underneath this and then throw this one on top, it's just gonna make it look perfect. It has a hint of a glow, but like there's no glitter. It's really pretty. I have nothing else to say. If you want a glowy bronzer from the drugstore, something to just kind of look sun-kissed and beautiful, I highly recommend this. You guys, I have a blush problem. 2017 for me was the year of blush. Before this year, I really wasn't that into blush. I had a few, I never really wore them that often, but this year I discovered the amazingness of blush, and that will show in my favorites. These are my blush favorites. So let's start with a bunch that are really just one. The Tarte blush formula, I discovered this year. The first one that I bought was the one in Sensual. This was a really good starter blush for me, I feel like, because it's very natural. If I can open it. It's a very natural, everyday, almost bronzery blush tone. It looks super bronzed on the skin. Great for in the summer when you're tan. I really love this one. So then I got 2 little samples, and then I can't open anything. And then I got the Blush Bazaar. You guys, this Tarte blush formula is incredible. It lasts forever, blends out flawlessly. They have so many color options. You can find anything you want, and I highly recommend them. I highly recommend these blushes. That being said, if you want a shimmery blush, I have 2 options. The Laura Geller Baked, what are these called? Blush and Brighten blushes. These are incredible. I got this one in Sunswept this summer, and holy shit, I have this among 3 other blushes on my cheeks today, and it adds the perfect amount of glowiness. It's just a beautiful kind of, I would call this a little bit peachy, but also kind of golden blush. It's beautiful. They just blend out flawlessly. They're glowy, but they don't accentuate texture. These are just so stunning. I love this Laura Geller blush. And then the Ciate Glow 2 blush in Summer Love, which I just got, but this, holy shit, man. This makes your cheeks look freaking beautiful. If you want that glow on your cheeks that you kind of see from in front instead of like the highlight that you get from the side, I can't recommend this enough. The packaging is everything. This blush color, this peachy kind of golden, is just so beautiful. And then I have 2 more matte blushes. I have this one on my face today. This is the Essence Satin Touch blush in Satin Love. This is just a beautiful kind of mauve-y natural pink color. Really soft buttery formula, and this costs like $2. And then this one, this is the Studio Makeup blush in Soft Blend Blush in Wildflower. I got this I think in like a BoxyCharm, and I just never used it. And then this year when I was like, oh, I actually like blush, I used it. Holy crap. It's actually very similar to the Satin Touch blush. I love this. This is a beautiful formula. Blends out really nicely. Kind of like the perfect everyday blush. So that is it for blushes. I tried to go through them quickly. This year, just overall, I've loved blush. Just loved it. And then I have, let me do the cream products. The cream bronzer that I was all about this summer was the e.l.f. Bronzed Pink Beige something. This is like their aqua something in bronzed pink beige. This bronzer formula is just really creamy, blends out really nicely. This blush is a little bit scary, like a little crazy pigmented, but both of them blend out really nicely. They kind of soak into the skin really nicely, and I used that a lot this summer. Then I have 2 highlighters. The first one nobody will be surprised about. This is the Smashbox Spotlight Palette. I'm surprised I haven't heard more people mention this in their 2017 favorites. Unless I'm going crazy and this didn't come out in 2017. I mean, I know I took some time off, but shit. This is just so good. You guys, if you want options for your highlight. If you want them to look flawless, not accentuate texture, this is the palette for you. You kind of have like levels from less glowy to more dramatic. Oh, the other way. Less glowy to more dramatic. She has 2 different shades. I have the pearl one. I honestly really want to get the gold one. Mine is really messy. This is the highlight that's on my face today. And I just think these are a beautiful, beautiful formula. And the colors are really great. And then for a cream highlight, this I also purchased this year. I think I got these at a similar time. This is the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Kitten. This is a cream highlight that is so blindingly metallic. It's insane. Another thing that I love about this cream highlight is that you can apply this really nicely over powder, so you don't have to worry about like, oh shit, I forgot to apply my cream highlight. This will look good no matter when you apply it. It's like the perfect, sorry, I'm probably blinding you. It's like the perfect champagne color. I can't say more about it. I know that a lot of people were kind of hesitant about these because they didn't really know how to apply them. Don't be intimidated. You can apply these on anything, with anything, your finger, a brush, a sponge, and they look flawless. Okay, we're done with powders. Let's move on to lips. So one of my all-time favorite products this year were the Milani lip balm and sugar scrub. I can't find the balm, but this is the Keep It Sweet sugar scrub, and then the other one's like the Keep It Soft something. These are really, really nice. They taste and smell like straight up sugar. This lip scrub really does a good job of scrubbing your lips and then also moisturizing a little bit, but then if you put the lip balm on top after, your lips will thank you. It is a very thin balm, like it's not going to be really thick. These are really nice under lipsticks if you just kind of blot that off a little bit. And they're from the drugstore, so that is incredible. And then the lip balm, I have a couple like lip balm type products that I've really been liking. This first one, again, I just got it, but you guys, this might be my favorite thing that I got in the Sephora VIP sale. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Quench Lip Rescue. This is a beautiful, slightly tinted balm. It has a minty kind of scent to it, but it doesn't make your lips tingle. It just makes them feel so hydrated. Gives it like a little bit of a glossy finish, so it's one that you can just throw in your bag and put on if you want your lips to look like a little bit better than just your normal lip balm. Oh my god, I literally can't wait to buy another of these. Like, that's how much I like it. I want to have them everywhere. And then the other kind of lip balm product is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Lip Shine. I have 2, but I think I may have the same shade. This one is in Berry Brown. It has a really fat doe foot applicator, but the product in here is like a really pigmented, glossy lip gloss that also hydrates. Like, it feels super comfortable on the lips. It looks really pretty. This feels so good. Like, you put this on and you're like, oh, yes, that is what I've been wanting for, especially in the winter. Oh my god, this has been really nice. Okay, one of my all-time favorite lip crown type products is the Hourglass Lip Stylo. I have mine in the shade Believer, and you can tell I've been using it because one side is flat. But this is a really beautiful kind of everyday nude, really nice to throw in your bag. Now, that being said, I would be kind of careful because this is really expensive, and as you saw, it did kind of melt. But these are so nice, very like natural everyday lip color. They're just a really nice formula. Another kind of stick hybrid lipstick product that I really liked this year was the Revlon Ultra HD, what are these called? Ultra HD Gel Lip Color. So I have 3. I have the shade Desert, Sand, and Dawn. Sand is probably my most used. Just a really creamy, long-lasting, hydrating formula. I just threw a little bit of sand on. Really great because you can just throw it in your bag. I really like this formula if you want just like an everyday lipstick, and they do come in a lot more shades. Then another really great everyday lipstick that's more high-end, the Bare Minerals, what are these called? Gen Nude lipsticks. I don't know when these came out, but you guys, I can't stop talking about them. I have 2 in the shade Honey Bun and Sex Pot. These are the most beautiful, creamy, easy to wear, easy to apply lipsticks. They have the perfect amount of color where they're going to look really good. They're going to make your lips look really good and juicy. But you don't have to worry about like a perfect application. You don't have to worry about them getting anywhere. Oh, they're so good, and they have a nude for everybody. Liquid lipsticks. I have 2 this year that really just kind of like did it for me. I'm not a huge liquid lipstick person. I tend to like put them on because I'm like, oh, this is gonna look really good. And then I get halfway to work and I'm like, this shit looks crazy, take it off. So I don't wear a ton of liquid lipsticks, but these 2 formulas I do Well, the Ophir ones, but I haven't gotten any new ones this year. These two formulas are new to me this year, and I really, 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 really like them. The first one is the Marc Jacobs Le Marc Liquid Lip Cream. I have two. I have the shade Hot Chocolate and the shade Fawn Over Me. This is just a beautiful formula. It's not your typical liquid lipstick in where it like dries down and gets really, really matte. But it will last a really long time. You can kind of like put it on and then blot it, and it's going to last forever. It's going to look really, really pretty. They have a really nice shade range. They're all kind of nudes, but they're so pretty. It does not leave your lips feeling dry at all. It will transfer a little bit, but like I said, you can blot and really kind of avoid that. It's just, oh, it's so pretty. Totally worth like the $40 or whatever it is. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. And then the other liquid lipstick formula that I want to talk about is the Tarte Tartist Lip Paint in the shade Exposed. This is just a really beautiful nude. The formula on these are nice. It is drying. It is more of like your typical liquid lipstick that's going to dry down to be transfer proof and not move and very matte and drying. But I can't recommend this enough. This is a really beautiful nude shade, which is hard to find. Okay. Let's move on to glosses, because, you know, obviously I have a lot. Let's start with the one that I just got, get it out of the way. The Fenty Gloss Bomb. This is just so pretty all by itself. It has, like, enough pigment where it just kind of makes your lips look color corrected almost. And it just makes them look so juicy and luscious and full. And the little bit of golden gloss in here just really does it for me. The smell is really nice. If you haven't gotten this yet, like, where the fuck have you been? Then let me quickly talk about the Dose of Colors Over the Top lip gloss. This was the Desi Katie collection. This is a beautiful lip gloss. I had it on earlier. Let's throw a little bit back on. This is one of those lip glosses that you can just throw in the center of any lip look, and it's going to make your lips look so juicy and luscious and wet and full. I honestly wish that I had gotten a backup of this because I don't want to ever run out, but I'm going to be honest, it's very similar to the Fenty one, just without the color. So if you really like the over the top one, I would try the Fenty one. And then a drugstore lip gloss that I really liked this year was the Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer. These are beautiful and they actually last really well. They do have some pigment to them, kind of like the Anastasia ones, but you don't have to worry about them slipping and sliding everywhere. As you wear them, the gloss part kind of goes away and they just become a really nice kind of juicy color. I keep using the word juicy to describe lip glosses. These are just really, really nice if you like pigmented lip glosses. Now, it's different from all the rest of these because the rest of these have a little bit of pigment to them, but they're more about like the shine factor. This has pigment and shine. And then the last lip glosses that I want to talk about this year are the Buxom lip glosses. I had White Russian for a really long time, but I've actually bought 3 more this year, so I figured I could count them. I have the shades Dolly Bellini and Sandy. Dolly Bellini and White Russian are the lip polish formula, I think. Or no, these are the lip cream formula. Sandy is the lip polish formula, so it has kind of like a glitterness to it. These are beautiful. They kind of have that tingling sensation, so they make you feel like they're plumping your lips. They look very beautiful and glossy and glowy and plumpy and juicy. Just a really amazing lip gloss formula. Probably my favorite overall lip gloss formula of all time. These other ones are kind of like one-offs, but these I would get them in every shade. They're so beautiful. Okay, and then the very last category is going to be non-makeup product. In here we have like hair care, skin care, etc. So let's start with the hair really quickly. My favorite dry shampoo of the year was this Hask Purifying Dry Shampoo, which unfortunately I can't use anymore because I broke it. This is just really, really, really nice. It is white, but it will not really leave a white cast in your hair. You can kind of just rub it out and it will look fine. It really does a really good job of just soaking up all of your oil, but it doesn't leave your hair feeling really sticky. So I highly recommend this. Another hair product that I've really been liking this year, as I've been trying to put less heat in my hair and kind of wear it more natural, is the L'Oreal Air Dry Ruffled Body Mousse. It had been a really long time since I put a mousse in my hair. And then I got this because a lot of time you'll put a mousse on and it's like, scrunch your hair and then blow dry it, but this one is made for air drying, so I got it and I really do like it. When I really want to like intensify my curls, I will use this and it's really nice. And then the last hair product in here is the deep conditioner that I have been obsessed with this year, and this is the Eva NYC Therapy Session Hair Mask. This smells, first of all, it's like one of the best smelling hair masks I've ever used. Ooh. A little strong out of the shower. I have had this for so long. This tub is ginormous. I got this in the Ulta Via sale, really. I got this in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale to kind of like fill out a cart one day over the summer, like early summer, and I still have probably half of this left. It just makes my hair feel so nourished and hydrated without weighing it down. I like that it kind of says on here that you can use it as a mask or you can just use it as an everyday conditioner. I just really like this. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. Now that being said, I am going to try to stop using silicones, and this does have silicone in it, but I really like it, and I think it'd be really hard to find a hair mask that doesn't have silicone in it. So I recommend this. Let's move on to skincare. I don't think that these are going to be a surprise to anybody, but the two holy grail products for my skincare this year were the Belief Aqua Bomb and the Luna Sleeping Night Oil. This is just an incredible moisturizer for oily skin. It's never going to make your skin oily. It's never going to break it out. It absorbs pretty well into the skin. I think you could use this morning or night. Now, I really only use a moisturizer at nighttime because I use one of like my pre-makeup moisturizers. But this is really nice. I got it, I think, in the VIB sale in the spring. So I got it in April, and I'm still not done. So it'll last you a good bit of time. And it's just really nicely moisturizing, especially if you have oily skin. And then the Luna Sunday Riley Luna Sleeping Night Oil, just a beautiful retinol. I feel like when I don't use this, my skin looks worse. Like, say I go on a vacation and I don't bring this, I can really tell a difference when I come back and start using it. It just makes my skin kind of more plump. It fills in the lines a little bit. It helps to kind of even up my skin tone. I just feel like I notice the difference when I don't use this, and that's how you know that skincare is working. So the combination of both of these has been really lovely this year, and then I've been throwing in the Good Genes treatment every once in a while, and my skin has been looking really, really nice. Every time I feel like my skin is getting a little bit textured, I'll throw in the Good Genes, and it just kind of evens everything out. So if you've been skeptical of these, I highly recommend them. They're totally worth the money. Now, that being said, this has lasted me a year, and it's just the sample size, like the one that you get in the kit with this and Good Genes for $90. I would just get this again. I would not buy the full sizes. I just don't use them enough. The last, I guess this is skincare, the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. Holy shit, guys. If you want to wake up with hydrated lips, this is your guy. I throw on like a fairly heavy layer at nighttime, and I've still not gone through any of it, so this is going to last forever. But it just moisturizes so well. It feels super creamy on your lips. The only downside to this is if I put it on, like, Jay and aren't doing shit tonight. I feel like that with all of my skincare. Like, do you guys feel like if you, like, spend the night with your significant other, like, you can't do your skincare routine if you want to, like, fool around with them? Does that make sense? Like, I'm not going to put on, like, a face full of moisturizer and serum and lip balm and then, like, go kiss him. I'm kind of torn because some nights I'm like, I really want to, like, I don't want to have to get out of bed afterwards and do my skincare. Too much information? I don't know. Let me know down below if you guys ever feel the same way where you're like, I kind of want to fool around at night, so I don't want to do my skincare. Is that just me? But this is a really nice lip mask. Sometimes I use it in the morning before I do my makeup too. It just depends on, like, the day. One thing I have in here that is probably not what you guys expect are nail polishes. You guys, this year has been the year of nails for me. I kind of really tried to do my nails more often, and one of the ways that I did that was with these Essie gel polishes. Because I use my hands a lot, I work with my hands a lot, I have to wash my hands a lot, nail polishes don't last very well on me, and I just don't have the patience to, like, wait for them to dry completely. These, not only do they dry down really quickly, like, as soon as you put this top coat on, you've got maybe 5 minutes and they'll be dry completely, but they last, no joke, for like a week with no tips. The only downside is that this isn't like the Essie full collection, so they don't have as much of a shade range, and they all kind of look really similar. Like out of a whole range of like 20 polishes, like these two exist, and like you've got those two that are very similar. So I do hope that they come out with more shades or more colors, just because I want to wear them every single day of my life, and sometimes I just don't want to wear those colors. But if you're looking for a nail polish that will never leave your fingers until you take it off or just last a really freaking long time, I highly recommend those. Also, if you just want it to dry down, they are thicker, so they make your nails a little bit thicker, a little bit more durable, and I can't recommend them enough. Right now, I'm actually not wearing those because I did the cornstarch nails. Holy shit, you guys, this works so well. I highly recommend that. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the perfume of the year, and that is Nirvana Bourbon. You guys, this perfume is so good. if you like warm, musky scents, you can't go wrong with this. Like, if you love the smell of cologne and you want like a more feminine version of it, this is it. It's a little bit more feminine because it has that vanilla to it, but the bourbon and the sandalwood, I think that's what's in here. Oh, you guys, it smells so good. I had a rollerball of this, and then I bought this. This is like my favorite scent. I think that Jay really likes it. So if you like warm, musky scents, sweet, warm, musky scents, I would recommend this. And that, holy shit, is everything that I loved in 2017. Well, not everything, but my most loved products of 2017. Comment down below and let me know any of your favorite products from 2017. I would love to try them out. I would love to see if we have anything in common. Maybe there's something I forgot that I really loved that you loved, and then I'll remember it, and then I can put it in whatever. So let me know down below any of your favorite products from 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have an amazing holiday season, an amazing new year, and are very excited for 2018 because it's gonna be better than this year. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these videos, favorites videos, and you want to see more. Subscribe to my channel to see any of my other videos that I'm putting out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.